Welcome back for another episode of The Beat. Today, we're very lucky to be joined by one of the hottest names in house music right now, Robbie Doherty. How are we?
Oh, stop it. I'm all right, lads. I'm
good?
pretty tired, to be fair, but, we'll crack on.
Bit of jet lag?
Sun's out, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, 100%. Bit of jet lag coming in?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I haven't really fully settled into the time zones at all. Just been having naps since I've been here. Going out playing, having another nap, and then, I don't think I slept more than like 4 hours in a row.
Yeah, so second time out in Oz?
Yeah, it was out in like 2022. It's a fair while ago now, to be fair.
Your profile's risen a fair bit since then.
Yeah, it probably has.
Did you play in Melbourne last time?
I did, yeah, I did.
What was your thoughts on Melbourne?
I liked it this time. The last time it rained the entire time I was there. So
yeah.
I came out the first time to Oz and everyone was like, oh, lush, enjoy it, be so sunny, lovely. And I got here and it rained on the first 2 days. And I went, it's all a farce.
Yeah, the Melbourne weather is notoriously shit. Like, it's often compared to the UK, the weather.
It was really hot today when we left. It was
Ah,
like 36 degrees.
Oh, really?
Fucking hell, yeah, that is very unlike Melbourne, to be honest.
You're at the start of your tour, but did you see last night in particular, did you see any difference in the crowd from Melbourne last time you were there compared to last night?
I mean, there was a couple of funny individuals in the crowd last night. So
What were they up
I
to?
can't remember last time, to be honest, but, there was this one dude and he just kept like whistling at everyone.
Oh, really?
Really loudly, and like, you could hear it above the sound system. And everything.
Fucking hell.
Security.
Shit.
Oh, man, it was fun. He was all right, like.
He's bringing the vibes, to be fair.
It was, to be fair. Like, he looks at me and he like kind of did this thing. He was like, you gotta G him up, He went,
Last time you were out here, did you get to hang around for a bit or were you sort of in and out?
I was in and out of a lot of cities, but I got to hang around Sydney for a couple of days, and I think also hung around in Gold Coast for a couple of days, and then I went across the over here, like jump the ditch or something.
Across the Tasman, yeah, jump the ditch. You're up to date with the lingo.
Yeah.
Where's your favourite city?
That's tough. I'd have to let you know after this because I still haven't done Perth.
Gotcha. It better be Sydney.
It was Sydney last time I was here. Melbourne was nice though. It was pretty chill when we were there.
It won't be
Yeah,
Perth.
from memory, it was Sydney, man.
How can you go wrong?
Yeah, it's nice.
So taking it right back, you've obviously born in Northern Ireland, grew up there.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like growing up in Northern Ireland?
A lot of green, a lot of cows. Yeah, well, to be honest, I love it there, man. It's nice. It's where I'm from. It's my home. But yeah, it's different to a lot of places. It's quite relaxed. There's not many clubs that were near. Actually, I was quite lucky. I had one really good club near me, so I kind of got into like dance music that way. Was able to go there.
What was that club called?
Lush. In
Still
Port
going?
Rush. No, it's closed down now. When it closed, I was one of the last generations to go there before it closed. But they used to get in all like legends in the trance scene and stuff. So like used to have like Paul Van Dyke and stuff play there.
Oh,
Years
jeez.
back, it was proper cool. Like I seen Sasha there, which is still one of the best sets
Oh,
I've ever
gee.
seen. Man, like he's class.
Yeah.
Is that where like a lot of the sound was for Northern Ireland when you were growing up with trancey kind of stuff? A bit of a mix.
Yeah, it was a mix, man. Like people I was mates with there. That was when Patrick Topham was sort of on the rise, and he had his he released Forget and stuff back then, and then what is it, Beach
Shop, yeah.
So like I remember all my mates like going to his show there. I couldn't make it for some reason, but they also
Making
put on
tunes or
trance
something.
nights for like the slightly older crowd, and it never really left because it was always a big thing where I grew up. Like it didn't move on from the 90s. Like people just love trance, which I love it.
Was it our first genre we loved before?
First love.
Yeah. Went to Ibiza and then found house music. But yeah, trance was my first proper.
It seems to be like the Irish and here both like stuff a bit faster.
Yeah, that was our first festival.
It was
State of
a
Trance
state of
in
trance.
Sydney.
Yeah, it was a fucking good
That'd be
night.
sick.
Yeah. So were you musically educated growing up?
Yeah, I played piano, guitar. I did some grades and stuff on the piano. I hated the grades because I was just playing like boring like pieces, fucking Mr. Jazzman, shit like that. And I played in like a little rock cover band when I was younger on the guitar, like doing AC/DC and stuff.
Legends.
And then I used to say, like, ironically, I used to be like, oh, DJs aren't real musicians, you know. And
Here you are.
You still stand by that?
Yeah. No. To be fair, it's not as difficult as it probably would be playing in, the symphonic
Of
orchestra.
course, yeah. But we'll claim it.
And how was that transition then into dance music? That was like kind of a natural progression once you started clubbing and you got interested in it, or was it always sort of in the background even though you were playing Mr. Jazzy?
I guess it probably had to be in the background somewhere, because my mum, she used to like stick on the old like trance. What was the old trance CDs called?
Oh,
Euphoria or something, or
that's not what I was thinking.
We'll have to check that after.
Ministry of Sound had some as well, like trance.
So Wild. We
Wild FM. Now that would be more of an Aussie thing, I reckon.
Yeah, that's
maybe.
a lot of like the old school trancey and
There's like these
Euro
old
dance
CDs,
tracks
like,
and stuff.
yeah, Euphoria or something, or Euphoric or something. I
Yeah.
can't even remember.
We'll
the name
find
of
out
it, but
after.
yeah, these CDs, man, and they were just put those on, clean the house, But yeah, that, and then obviously went to Ibiza, seeing people DJ. I was like, right, fancy giving this a go. Just from there, natural progression, discovering new artists, trying to produce.
So this would have been only, 6-7 years ago? When you first went to Ibiza?
I'm going to have to count this with my fingers, man. DJ's going to be counting to 4, like. What is it? 16, I went to Ibiza with a family holiday the first time.
Sneak into any clubs?
Not actual clubs, man, because I just knew there was no chance, because I still look like a kid now.
Stay with facial hair.
I went down to like Mambo, so I did. And Cafe Del Mar and that. And then there was like, we were staying up the north of the island, so there was a few like bars and stuff that, I was able to, go to and like watch people play and stuff. But it was all like chill out kind of stuff then. But when was that? 16. So yeah, it's almost 10 years ago now.
And that's when you first sort of got into dance music, per se?
To be honest, yeah, because I came home. It was basically, I walked up to this guy in a beach bar that was playing one evening and I asked him, like, how do you do this? And he just goes like, download Virtual DJ. And I wrote down Vir 12 on a napkin, went home, had no idea what it was, couldn't find it. And finally clocked it was Virtual DJ. That was software that you
Makes sense.
started mixing on the laptop, when I was supposed to be doing my homework in school. Like. And then I got like FL Studio, started cracking on trying to make tunes on it, and that's it. Just it was a hobby up until uni, and then played a few gigs in uni and stuff as well. But I never thought it would become, a career.
And was it always house music?
No, but house music was always in the mix,
Yeah.
Like at the start, I really liked like softer kind of melodic, progressive kind of house, and like deep house as well. I loved it. I did like a bit of techno at the start, and then I realized, more into the house, But then it's all kind of like amalgamated together into the sound I kind of like today,
And where did things start to take off for you? Like, was there a single moment where you thought, I can kind of do this as a career?
Well, like, I had like Pour the Milk years ago. It came out, and I kind of went, oh, hang on, you can actually like make money doing this shit. Like, I'm not just being paid in 4 cans of beer.
Yeah, a couple of drinks.
Still mad, but getting paid for
there was that.
Did you know,
Oh, mate.
when you made Pour the Milk, did you know like that was going to kind of blow you up? Because I think that's when everyone first sort of knew who you were.
Everyone thinks it blew me up, but I think that's completely wrong. It didn't blow me up, but it was a foot in the door in the industry.
I think from probably an Australian perspective, I think everyone knew your name from that track.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that helped your career?
Well, for me, it helped because it was a foot in the industry. It made me realize, look, I can do this. There is a job at the end of the tunnel if you push, And then, to be honest, I just like had to then. We entered lockdown basically, and I just like completely changed my sound because I didn't know how to produce when I made that track. I won't lie, it was just
Fucks deal. I wish I didn't know how to produce and make tunes.
I messed around. Lucky it was.
Fair fucks.
Like the ideas were there, but I just couldn't execute them at that point. And then found my sound, started making deeper stuff. Because I matured, man. I made that track when I was like 18.
Just a kid.
Like tastes mature as you get older in music and stuff, And Dead It's My Beat then. It was, for me, it was more of a realization of I can do this, because I started getting like better offers for shows, actually playing out then, and first like international gigs after that. Yeah, to be honest, it was more of a realization.
At what point did you make the leap from full-time work to full-time music?
I've always been full-time music.
Fuck.
Well, obviously worked like when I was like in school, in uni, whatever, and like did placements and stuff. But by the time I finished uni, it sort of aligned with the lockdown, you know. So I kind of had an opportunity to go, right, I'll throw all shit at the fan here and see if it works out, and it has. So
When you're just
quite
saying
lucky.
that,
Play.
sorry, that time in lockdown, like you kind of changed your sound and steered away from that. Was there ever a temptation to, obviously, Pour the Milk sort of blew up in the sense, was there temptation or like any pressure that you felt kind of to make another tune like that?
Oh, massive pressure. When you have a tune that does really well, there's always pressure, you know. Like even with like Bass Jumpin, it's doing really well at the minute, you know. The pressure's on for the next one, but I realized like you can't force it. You just gotta make music that you enjoy, you know, and just literally have fun in the studio. Otherwise, and try new things, because you can't just replicate the last thing you made, because it's not going to be as good, you know.
Would it be fair to say It's My Beat was like your next sort of big tune, do you think? Like obviously you had quite a few releases in between, but in terms of streams, I think it's over 4 million streams, something like that. Would you say that was your next kind of real big moment for you?
It was.
What sort of things came from that?
It's better gigs, more of them. Yeah, just more people coming to see me play, to be honest, you know.
How did you get it into the hands of Prunk?
I can't remember, actually. I think I've been speaking with Chris Stuss. He used to be the A&R for Piv at that time.
Did he? Wow.
Really?
And he was like playing a couple of my tunes then that I made, and I ended up doing like an EP with them, which I can't remember if that came out before it. It's maybe or after. But anyway, he was signing the EP, and then we were just all on like email threads, and you know, so I met the guys and then sent it over. Prunk started playing It's My Beat, really liked it, and just went, look, I really want to sign this, you know.
What was that moment like?
Yeah, it was good, man. Just really happy got the track.
Very
It
low
took
key
a while
response
to-
there. I would have been jumping up and
It
down.
took us a while to get it out, because you know we had to get the vocal re-sung a bit. No one knows that from the
I
actual
didn't.
original version that was played out.
Right. Where was the original from?
Like 90s R&B record, Sweet Tea.
Oh, Sweet Tea, yeah. She's
Sweet
got
Tea.
a good voice
And
for
I just
it,
like
yeah.
chopped up, you know.
And they couldn't get
it's
it
like a
cleared?
hip house tune. Because at that moment in time, I was like really into that hip house kind of sound. No, I could get it cleared, but you just, you know, when you clear a track, you sometimes have to still get it re-sung.
Yeah,
You know.
gotcha.
It's just all the loopholes in the industry, man.
Yeah, it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
And then so some of the other big releases you had Work It on Next Up.
Yeah.
How did that all come about?
Do you know what? Work It was, I think that's how I've actually found what my current sound is, and what I'm really happy with what I'm making now for the first time probably ever.
Jeez.
Work It was, yeah, it was just literally messing about in the studio, found that vocal, and started messing about doing the bass line, whatever. And it was different, just having fun with it. And my missus, she comes home from work. I was like, yeah. She was like, how you doing? Normally I'm grumpy as when I haven't made a good tune, you know. And she goes like, yeah, you've had a shit day, haven't you? And I went, yes, it's just got this half-arsed idea here. And she goes, go on, let me hear it. Played it, and she went, yeah, finish that. That's sick.
So your missus gets
So
the
I
credit.
put it on the story, like I was like, yeah, there we go, work on this tune. And then like Rossi messages me, and he was just like, mate, send me this. He was like, get that finished. And I started realizing, hang on, I'm on to something here. This is actually cool, you know. I'm
So
not
you
overthinking it. You
So
know?
your missus gets the credit.
Yeah, well, maybe.
It is quite a like distinct sound. Like I know certainly when we're listening to mixes and things now, you can pick up definitely a Robbie Doherty tune.
Mhm.
Do you have that in mind when you're making out? It just sort of comes out because that's the way you've been steered for the last 18 months, 2 years in that direction?
I try to be. No, it's not really a conscious decision, to be honest. You know, it's just my style of producing. To be honest, the sounds I have, the ones I use, it's just personal preference. To be honest, you know, that's all it is really. And just trying not to be too similar to other people. You know, so if I like play a bass line and I go, oh, it sounds like, you know, if it sounds like a Rossi tune or a Stussy tune, I'm like, oh, maybe not. You know, I'll try and switch it up a bit. Just to be different and have your own identity, because that's important, I think. Otherwise, you're just going to be a lesser version of someone else that's doing really well.
You're operating on an old Ableton. Is it Ableton 9 or 10 you're working on?
Yeah, my laptop's old as well, man. So I don't want to change anything on it because it's gonna die very, very soon.
That is fucking insane.
I need to get a new one, man.
We had the Obscure, but I think it was Obscure and we're chatting to them. Yeah, we had them on the podcast and they were saying, we picked them up, they were saying that, you're operating off the old one and is it you don't even have many plugins?
Not really. There's not enough memory on my laptop, to be honest.
Imagine what you could do with some fucking plugins.
Wow. I've started using Serum recently. I got it.
Recently.
It seems to actually run Serum on my laptop. It doesn't crash, which is good.
It's a start.
Yeah, it's for no other reason than just pure experimentation that I'm seeing how long this laptop lasts. Which is, and I just, I should probably just go and buy a new one.
Hopefully Apple will send you out something.
Apple, get on to
it, please. And so
I'm like what is it, like an advertisement for how long their products last?
we're gonna have to send this to them and say, send our boy out a new one.
I'm scared the next one will last like a week.
It might just. And then so last year you started your own label, Avenu.
Yeah.
How did that all come about?
It's been in the works for a while. Like I've always wanted to have my own label, and to be honest, we just waited for the right time, and we just bit the bullet with Flawless, got it out. And it done really well. And we went, why do we not just do this again? Did Bass Jumpin on there, and then we're scheduling like the next Avenu releases now. Pardon me, fucking hell. To be honest, it's just I thought it was nice. I can work my own schedule then as well, like rather than because some of there was a massive delays with like getting tracks out, and like around that time, I wasn't feeling the older music I made, and I wanted to get the new ideas out. Show people what I was like into currently, so that they're not turning up at my shows expecting like a certain sound. They know the new stuff then,
They're not expecting Pour the Milk.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, yeah, pretty much.
Is it more intimidating putting music out on your own label? I suppose, like if you're sending demos out to a Prunk or a Rossi, whoever it might be, the label, you're kind of getting that validation. I don't know if that's the right word, but from maybe someone you look up to or someone that's got a good profile in the industry and good ear compared to knowing which records of yours are the right ones to put out for your label?
Yeah, no, I think you're right by saying validation. Like, people do seek that when they send it to label. You want to be told it's good. I want to be told my tracks are good. Who doesn't?
They sound good, bro.
So, no, to be honest, it's not any scarier because I know, like, if I like the tune now, I'll put it out. Someone's going to like it. There's always someone will like it, to be honest,
It's just come down to backing yourself, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. The scariest part was knowing whether it would flop on the first release. And when the first release did well, we went, oh, hang on, this is all right, So we just have a no pressure. It's been working well like that so far. And it's the same with like demos. Like I'm not putting any pressure on signing other people's music yet, but I would take something if it was right. It feels right, yeah.
So what is the plans for the label? Is it like monthly releases? Have you got a set schedule?
There's no set schedule at the minute, and I don't think there ever will be because I don't see the point in releasing something if it's not 100% right, So like I was saying, if someone sends me a demo, and I don't feel it's right, it doesn't mean it's a bad track. I may still play it out, I might still like it, but I kind of want to create like a, what would you say, like a profile for the label, like over time. Do you know what I mean? Where I can look back on the catalog and go, yeah, every single one of them is going to stand the test of time and like be like potentially in the future like a classic record. People go, yeah, remember that? Back in 2027 or whatever.
Are you able to? Sorry.
Go on.
Are you able to share any of the upcoming releases you got coming up on that?
Yeah, exclusive first.
I've got one with a very similar title to Bass Jumpin going.
Is that due for release anytime soon, or is it still a bit away?
Well, I've still yet to schedule the release, but hopefully as soon as we can. Like I just got the first draft of the artwork for it a couple of days ago there, which is looking nice. So we're on the road to getting it out. We haven't decided a final date yet. But this time we're going to probably do an EP. The first EP on there, because the first couple tunes were just singles, and we just wanted to get them out quick, before summer's over, kind of thing,
Yeah, get them out. And when you made Bass Jumpin, did you know that was a hit?
No,
just put it out.
You never know, like.
Yeah,
I liked the track. It was one of the favorite tracks ever made, and when I first heard the tune the whole way through, it was actually in DC-10. So like I made it in the hotel room, like, and I was texting Stussy, and he goes like, yeah, quick. He goes, if you're gonna send me this tune, send it over now. I'm leaving. And I went, yeah, right. I didn't listen to the track. I fixed it up, like put an outro on the end just by copying the intro, pretty much. Like,
does the job.
And then like send it to him, and he texts me. I was like, there you go, mate. And he texts me back, and he goes like, yeah, sick this. So I like went to DC-10 with a couple of mates and just stood in the crowd and went out to the bar and heard it coming in. I ran in. The first time I stood and listened to it was like on the DC-10 like terrace system, which was
not a bad way to hear
like,
it.
you know. So from then I was like, yeah, I've fallen in love with this one. Like it was a nice experience for me, you know.
And at what point did you decide to put it on your label as opposed to sending it out to all these other labels?
To be honest, we'd done Flawless before it, so we thought, right, well, it's a nice sort of, you know, follow-up to that. Like, we thought it'd be the follow-up, just in, like, maybe it wouldn't do as well.
Yeah.
But it's done better so far, you know, which was a shock, to be honest.
It's fucking pumped the streams, over 2 million streams.
Yes.
It's fucking insane.
Quite nuts, to be fair, like, you know, but no, it's a cool tune. Even if I say so myself, sorry about that. But like, it's just, I think it's cool, you know, it's just a bit different.
Yourself.
And how do you decide what you're going to take and what you're going to send out to another label?
I don't really. Just some people like ask for a tune, and I'll just go, yeah, all right, well, you can have that one. I'll figure out one for mine. I've lately just been having a no pressure approach on putting out music.
It's a good way to look at it.
I've actually put out more music being this way than I have ever before, because I'm just not overthinking it. I'm just putting out if I like it, and other people seem to, you know, appreciate that, you know.
And have you got a whole team behind you for the label, or is it just you and?
It's a small team. It's like run by me and my manager, and then like other guys in the management company. They're involved. We've got the guy that does the artwork. Greg, he's sick. Really cool artwork. And to be honest, that's really it at the minute. We don't need to expand, or we don't really need a big team. Like, you know, I could run it myself, but you know, these guys are involved in my career anyway, so they might as well be involved with the label.
Take a bit of pressure off yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
So you said you were based in Bath, is that right?
Yeah.
In the UK. So Robbie wakes up on a weekday, you know, jumps out of bed. What's the day look like for you? Typical day in life.
Get a nice omelette on. Have a coffee. Try and make tunes. To be honest, that's it really. Just
Not a bad life.
Yeah, that's, well, you know, every day is slightly different, you know, but most of the time I'm just up making tunes. There's other jobs to do, like, you know, bullshit admin stuff, but I normally just put them off until like last minute, which is I shouldn't really.
End of the day stuff.
Yeah, to be honest. And that's like, and mostly like Monday and Tuesday is catching up on sleep from the weekend.
Mm.
You know, I treat them like my Monday I'll treat like a Sunday. I'll just chill out. I'll not do much, because I realized I need to have a day off. Like when I started gigging more, I wasn't doing that. I just kept getting sick, you know.
Mm.
So I do that now, then just make music, plan for the weekend, just any other bits that need done. It's not really, it's chill in the week for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nothing very exciting happens, you know.
That was going to lead into my next point. How do you balance like a healthy lifestyle? Like obviously you're traveling all the time, out late in clubs, limited sleep. How do you sort of keep yourself healthy besides just sleep?
Sleep's important, like, you know, and I don't worry about it too much on the weekends. You know, when I'm gigging and whatever, I get on, I think, all right, I'll catch up on it, which I normally do, because I'm lucky enough to do this full time, where I can on a Monday, you know, just lie in bed till like day or whatever, you know. I think just not putting too much pressure on yourself, that's important. Because at the start I did worry, this is a livelihood. If I stop making tunes, I'm not going to earn money. I'm not going to have the gigs to, you know, pay the bills, whatever. And I realized that was just creating like writer's block for me. So it's healthy to enjoy what you do as well, or at least try. If you don't enjoy it, you shouldn't be doing it, really.
So you're obviously here with your agent Sharif from People's Agency. G'day, Sharif. How did that relationship all start?
He's destroyed.
He's catching up with some Z's over there.
Yeah, it's all right sending me everywhere, lad, but when you have to
The puppet master.
what are you saying, sorry?
How did that relationship all come about?
I think we met at... Yeah, we met at Defected. No, the first time I actually met you, I think you gave me a shot of tequila on Dice Haven.
Is that how you reeled him in?
But no, I didn't even know he was an agent at that point. He just said, it's my birthday.
Oh,
Yeah. And it was with you and Coulter.
So should we keep the
And then,
tequila
like-
away from him tonight? Or
Yeah. And then after that, like, we met at Defect. There was like, Piv did like a little show in the Defected, like, office downstairs
Oh, yep.
in the basement. And then, like, one of the guys from Piv just, like, introduced me to Sharif there. And we just got talking. He was like, "Oh, cool. We'll like have a talk further. You know, see if we can work together, agency wise and whatever." And here we are.
What was that feeling?
Eh?
In Australia.
What was that feeling like when you got asked? Obviously, it's a massive agency, some big names on there.
Yeah, it was cool. To be honest, like I didn't really know much about agencies.
So you weren't signed to anyone then?
It was my manager. I had a manager, like, you know, since like very early on. And he was just like, yeah, it'd be a good move, Robbie. You know, he'd be able to, you know, do proper work on bookings for you and maybe expand into Europe a bit, you know. And the one thing was, like, for me, like, it was nice to play in Holland for like the first time and, you know, see the crowds over there, you know, just lots of new opportunities. So it's
And was Callum your agent then?
Callum.
Yeah.
No. Callum works in management.
Oh, sorry, management. Yeah, sorry. Was
He's,
Callum your manager from
so-
the start?
My manager's David Bourne.
Yep.
Fella David Bourne. And then Callum joined the company, I don't know how long ago now, to be honest. So we got like a whole little team going on now with David, but he never leaves the house, David. You know, he's watching this. I love you, David.
And so what have you got coming up for the summer?
That
you can share.
Yeah, some Ibiza dates coming in, but they're not announced yet.
How many roughly are we looking at?
Well, we don't know yet, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, there's more coming. We're just going through them. To be honest, just gigs. That's really it. I think a nice one is I'm quite soon actually going back to play in Belfast for the first time in like must be like 5 years.
Wow.
Shit.
You know,
That'd be a
like
big
that's
one.
where like some of my first ever gigs were when I was younger. You know, so yeah, all the family and stuff will probably be out at that.
Was it Belfast you grew up in?
No, up the north coast. So it's a town called Ballymoney.
Yep.
And it's like, yeah, it's about like 10 minutes from the beach.
Balamori.
But no.
Scotland.
Yeah, that's the one. You ever seen the TV show? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Ballymoney. No, it's it's a little town up the north coast. So yeah, but it's about 40 minutes from Belfast, so it wasn't too bad to go to Belfast for nights out and stuff if we wanted to.
Do you find the reception's different when you play in Northern Ireland as opposed to somewhere else in the UK, in Netherlands?
Yeah, we only have 3G there.
Oh, really?
No. You didn't call it other first. No. I like a crowd back home. They're really energetic. You know, like the Belfast crowd is good, like really good crowd. The other thing is, I don't know if it's changed now. But I went out in ages back there, but it used to be that the clubs had to shut at like 3 a.m. That was it. No more after that. It was like the law, you know. So they didn't have the licenses for like any later than then. So what people would do is they just like go home from work on a Friday and just hit it hard. So you'd just be in a venue at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock playing a warm-up set. It would fill up in like 20 minutes, and then the next thing, everyone's like, peak time was just like the next act,
Shit.
you know? Just people just go hard start to finish, and then that was it. Night was over. So
Fucking hell.
I quite like it like that, to be honest. you
Get
know?
in bed early.
Yeah, because sometimes, like, when I do these longer shows or whatever, I went to big, long events, I'm like starting to get tired a bit here, you know? And I'm like, why am I still here, you know? But then, you know, it's maybe just because I do it every weekend now, to be honest. You know, I like day parties now, me.
Birthday
Yeah,
parties?
Yeah,
You like them better? Yeah.
I like them better. It's just, I think it's a nicer vibe as well. I hate waiting about for an event, you know? Like,
Yeah.
see if you're going out and you have to wait until, like,
4
the
a.m.
evening, you know? Well, I mean, some people don't wait, wake up and drink away in the morning, like, you know, with the, you know, with an evening party, you're sad about waiting on your mates, you know, and then eventually you go. Whereas like a day party, you get up in the morning, have a bite to eat, you know, head to a bar in town or whatever, you know, have a few drinks, and then you're at the party, and then you get to bed like at a reasonable time, and you feel sound the next day.
You a big drinker when you play?
It depends. I used to drink more probably than I do now when I play, but that's just because of the volume of gigs, you know. I just hate being hungover on planes, you know. Like I just pick and choose now. It depends who's there. Like if I've got friends there normally, you know, I'll have a couple with them, whatever. But if I've got like an awful flight or travel day the next day, then it's like, yeah, maybe.
Where were you off?
It's not the best idea.
Perth,
yeah.
What time?
Early as.
So
Really early.
can't tame one tonight.
Yeah, well, we'll
Nah,
see if the weather tempts me, but
Have you got?
I've got to be tame enough that I'll make that flight. 'Cause it's like 7 hours, isn't it?
5.5.
Yeah.
About 5.5. Have you got a few friends popping down tonight?
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
Put
You
the feelers out.
might see familiar faces from the last time I was in Sydney. I don't know.
You got Sharif.
Yeah, it goes.
That's all you need with the tequila.
Sharif and tequila.
No.
Where's some of your favourite places to play?
Amsterdam, London, Manchester. Actually, well, my favorite place to play is Ibiza. What am I talking about? Like, it's my favorite, to be honest. Just as well, I get to go to the island then when I'm there, and you know, it's a trip out.
Do you still get the magic every time you go there? Because like we've been there 3 times now. Obviously, it's different as a punter, but every time you land there, it just feels like there's something in the air. Does it feel like that for you still being there so much?
Absolutely. It's just a nice vibe there, you know? Like, I don't know, it's just everyone just seems to be on the same kind of level, happy, you know, enjoying life. You know, I know, like, would it be like that if I lived there? I don't know, but it's just, there's something lovely about the island, you know? I fell in love with it the first time I went there. And
Special place.
yeah, it is.
Faustus, one of the obscure boys, he was trying to tell us that the island's on one of the tectonic plates, and that's why there's like a
the energy over there.
Yeah, different energy.
Who's this, Larkin or
Faustus?
Yeah.
what the heck? I thought Larkin would have been on one there. But
I'm pretty sure it was Faustus.
if he said it, I actually maybe trust him, to be fair.
it's on camera anyway.
Yeah, we'll dig that
I'll
one
look
up.
that
from the
up. I'm going to
archive.
ask him that, actually.
It might make sense.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. And so, what are some of your goals for the next few years?
Just put out loads of music, try and play in loads of different, you know, cities, and that's pretty much it. Just keep doing what I'm doing, really.
Is there any particular labels that you'd like to release on?
Not really. I'd like Avenu to become a successful label, if I'm honest. That's more of a goal for me now. Yeah, there's labels out there that would be nice to release on, but it's not the end of the world, and that's the way I see it now. You know, I'm putting out music, that's what matters.
It's a very nice, wholesome outlook, that.
Yeah,
Good spot to be in.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. We've taken up some of your valuable time today. Looking forward to having you tonight. And yeah,
excited.
let's have
Be
a
a big
good
one.
Should be
Yeah.
fun.
Thank you.
Cheers, Robbie.
Cheers, brother.